Hi, this is Jennifer Hansen from stitchdiva Studios. I'm just learning how to use my video equipment to share the skills and techniques required for use in our patterns. Available for direct download online from stitchdiva.com or at fine yarn retailers worldwide. Please, if you like these videos, if you don't like them, if you'd like to see something else in future, let us know. Drop us an email at support@stitchdiva.com. But right now, sit back and enjoy the show. This is our multi-part series on working in the round. We're exploring techniques of working in the round on small diameters, small tubes. This was traditionally done with double-pointed needles, which we're going to show. But we're also going to show how to do this with 2 circular needles and 1 long circular needle, the magic loop technique. Explore each of these techniques and try to decide which one works best for you. So here we're going to work in the round on double-pointed needles. And you can see that I've cast on my stitches on my first double-pointed needle. I've cast on about 24, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute these 24 needles evenly on the other needles that I'm going to be using to work in the round. And I'm going to be working on 4. So without twisting my stitches, 24 divided by 4, if I'm doing my math correctly, and I typically don't do it correctly, is 6. So I'm going to have 6 stitches on each needle. Three. Oh my gosh, I did my math correctly for once. Okay, here we have it. And if I lay them out here, you can see that I have distributed my stitches evenly on 4 double-pointed needles. So now what's left for me to do is to work in the round and join these things in the round. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a 5th double-pointed needle now, and I'm going to begin to work in the round. So here's my working yarn. Okay, now the right side of the work is always going to be facing me when working in the round, in general, whether I'm working on double-pointed needles, circular needles, or with the magic loop method. So I'm going to take the working yarn, and I am going to mark this stitch as the end of the round, just because, well, I'll go into that later. I need to know where it is. Just because I need to know where the end of the round is. You need to know when you've completed a round. I'm going to knit my first stitch, okay, making sure, and I had laid everything out to make sure that I haven't twisted any of my stitches, that everything's untwisted. And knit that stitch, and I'm going to knit it tight. In fact, between my first and my second stitch here, I'm going to pull nice and tight to try to avoid any kind of laddering. And once I knit all the stitches off of 1 needle, okay, now it's time to knit the stitches on the second needle. The needle that had contained the stitches before is now free. So with this free needle, I'm going to knit the stitches off the second needle, and so forth. And that's how I'm going to go around. Again, after I knit the first stitch, I'm going to pull tightly. Now it's fiddly. I mean, you can see that there's all sorts of stuff going on with these needles. And as people work and develop their own type of technique with double-pointed needles, everyone has their own way of doing it. What I do is I focus on the needles that I'm working with. So here's my free needle again. I'm going to move on to the 3rd double-pointed needle. But I'm just focusing on my right-hand needle that I'm knitting with and my left-hand needle that I'm knitting off of. And I just let all the other needles do whatever they want to do. There's no way I can keep track of them, manage them, and as long as they are out of the way, yikes, I went between stitches there. As long as they're out of the way, and not interfering with my 2 needles that are actually involved in the knitting, everything is working, everything is fine. Almost completing the round. Here's my end around marker, so I know that I've completed 1 round. And I'm going to knit those last 6 stitches, pulling tight after that first stitch to try to avoid laddering. Another good thing to avoid laddering is working with a set of 5, as you see me doing here, instead of a set of 4. That more evenly distributes the weight among the needles. And here you see I've completed my first round. And I'll just do 1 more round because, I don't know, seems like it's a good thing to do. So I'm going to go ahead and do 1 more round with the double pointed needles. Constantly working stitches off of a needle, freeing it up so that I could knit stitches off of the next double pointed needle. And I need to remember, and I'm not sure I'm doing a very good job at remembering while I'm demonstrating this, after I knit my first stitch, really pull tightly so I can avoid that laddering between stitches. Here I am, this is my last, there's my end row marker, this is my last double pointed needle to knit. Before I can complete the round. Get that pesky tail out of the way. It's trying to get involved here and it shouldn't be. And there you have it. I've done 2 rounds. And you can see how I'm beginning to form a nice little tube of knitting. Yep, what did I do here? Well, this is right. Everything's okay. So you can just keep continuing on to form a tube. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to knit a small tube with 2 double pointed needles. And instead of dealing with all of this double pointed stuff, you'll be dealing with just 2 needles instead of 5, and a lot of people find that that's a lot less fiddly and a lot easier to work with, so stay tuned.